UK Prime Minister Theresa May right now is taking questions from lawmakers at this week's PMQs. Just moments ago, she refused to rule out a no-deal scenario. Take a listen to some of the action.
What we are doing is working for the best possible deal for the United Kingdom. But it would be irresponsible of government not to prepare for all possible scenarios. And that's exactly what we're doing.
Still with us is Stephen Parker of JPMorgan Private Bank. Stephen, I'll make it difficult for you. I'm a client, I call you up and I say, what is happening with Brexit negotiations? What's the cheat guide? What do you tell them?
You know, I think we tell them that it's really hard to know where this is going to go. We're not trying to predict exactly what the outcome is going to be. But what's important for us in terms of how we're thinking about investing, it goes back to the idea of broader recovery around the globe and specifically in Europe. So I think that today the European Union is in a much stronger position at the negotiating table when thinking about how a Brexit may play out, because they're in a much better position economically. And so as it relates to portfolios, how we're investing, we have a preference more towards investing in some of the European equity markets directly rather than broad pan-Europe or the UK.
12 months ago, there was some concern that we would have an economic dislocation, so to speak, in the UK, and it would be a big one. Unemployment's down at 4.3%. We don't see that in a drastic way. And then the next domino to fall was that would bleed through Europe, both politically and economically. Walk me through those two things and why they haven't happened.
Well, again, I think it has to do with the broader global growth story being supportive. Now, where you did see a major market reaction was in currency markets. I think the reaction that we saw with the pound was clearly the most acute result of the Brexit vote, and that offered a little bit of a natural stabilizer, right? All of a sudden, with a much weaker currency, multinational British companies become much more competitive. That's supportive of the UK economy. I think that's what's been supportive and the reason why we haven't seen that sort of chain reaction that many anticipated.